Everybody, in the next 20 minutes I am going to teach you how to trade successfully with a simple and easy to learn strategy. Now, my name is Paul Edward, founder of Transparent Forex Trading, and I'm going to teach you guys how to trade the right way and the skills that you need and the things you need to consider to be a successful trader. One of the first things you need is patience. Now, there's two sides to this. There's patience in the sense that you need to have the patience to know that you're not going to make so much money in a week that you can quit your job. Okay? It takes time to grow an account. You need to be, growing an account at 2% per trade per week. It's a long-term thing, guys. Okay? Secondly, when it comes to trade setups, depending on the time frame, sometimes it can take hours for the correct setup to happen. Sometimes it can be days, again, depending on the time frame. And if you haven't got that patience, you are getting too early, you are getting too late, you will close out trades that just, turn into profit. You will keep trades too long when they're in the negative and end up losing far too much money. So patience is really key. Managing your risk is key. Knowing how much you're likely to gain if a trade goes your way, or how much you're going to lose if it goes against you, is vital in your success when it comes to trading. You can use a tool like Baby Pip's calculator. You just enter the details in here, and that tells you how much you're likely to lose or gain on your trade. And most brokers will have, some kind of web-based tool that you can use to give you that information. And once you have that information, you don't have to be sat in front of your computer following the trade all the time, wondering when it's going to go into profit, because you're already at ease knowing that if it goes against you, you've got 2% risk, you've got $200 in your account, you're going to lose $4. Okay? And if you're not comfortable with that, then reduce the risk. Okay? But when you know what you're going to potentially gain or lose, then you can control your emotions way better. And that's really important. Have a strategy that works. Don't go from one shiny object to the next shiny object. Okay? And invest in your education. Now, when I first started, I didn't invest in any education, and it was hopeless. I'd enter a trade thinking it was going to go up, and as soon as I entered, it was in the negative, and I could never work out why. Okay? I would hang on to it thinking it was bound to go up. Not that I knew why it was going to go up, just because a magazine would say it was going to go up. And it didn't. And I ended up burning through money, very, very quickly. So I invested in my education, and, I learned too much too quickly and got slightly overwhelmed and had to really strip it back and start again. And it was only then that I started to see success. And, had I not invested in my education, I never would have seen that success. So education is very important. But let's crack on and let's show you what we do in the academy, my academy, and how we, trade successfully. So I'm just going to minimize that for a bit. So what I like to do to start with is I mark my highs and I mark my lows. So I've now, as you can see, I've trapped the market, I've trapped the candles between this area here and this area here. When the market is in the middle, or wherever it is now, I am not interested in trading this pair. This pair is the euro, Japanese yen. The only areas I am looking to trade is when the market is here at the top or at the bottom. When it's floating around in the middle, we leave it alone. Okay? And the reason we do that is because the market has a decision to make. If it's at the top, it can either go up come back down and take off, or it's going to go down. If it goes up, we look for buys. If it goes down, we're looking for sells. And it's the same when the market is down here. If I can move it. When the market comes down, as it did here, we were watching this pair just last week in the academy. When it reaches here, again, it has a decision to make. It's either going to go up, in which case we buy, or it's going to go down. And when it does, we just wait for it to come back, what's called retest, or touch this area again. And then we look to sell. And all this stuff in the middle, we leave for everyone else. Okay? This is one way of trading. And we have different patterns that we can look to trade, and we use certain indicators to assist us with entries as well. We also trade channels, and channels are a fantastic way to trade, and they can either be ascending channels or descending channels. And what happens is the market comes in and it interacts with our channel. And we can look to enter trades with the trend when it comes back down. So when it goes up, we buy. When it gets to the top, you can close your trade, let it come back down. If it comes back down again and looks like it's going to continue up, you enter a buy again. So you can enter a buy here, you can enter a buy here, you can enter a buy here. You could allow it to go up, and you can continue allowing the market to go and interact between your channel, because you entered here, and even though it's going down, it's still above where your entry was, so you're still in profit. And that's why channels are so powerful. And again, exactly the same process with descending channels. You can enter sells here, here, etc., etc. So we like to trade channels and standard, responses to areas of support, resistance, or decision points. We also trade patterns like double tops, double bottoms, because they're predictable. So I didn't want to do that one. Let's do that one again. Head and shoulders, for example. I'm not going to draw them all because they're just going to take too much time. Now, and we'll use indicators to confirm our entries. Now, every Sunday I go through the market and I post trade ideas for Academy members. Okay, and now they're posted. If I just pop in here quickly, you can see, oops, you go to my library. My library is available when you log in, so if you have a login, when you sign up, you get access to this here. And if you go to the Academy, these courses are all available as part of the Academy, by the way. And we have a section down here called Trade Ideas. And I go through the market every week and I highlight certain currency pairs that we're going to be looking at. Okay, so this was last week's here. I've just gone and deleted the month of May. And you can see the currency pairs that we selected. And we go through the process of marking out what could, potentially happen with our trade ideas. And this is the list. So this was last week's list. Now, you'll have to excuse some of the scribbles. Let's find a good example for you. So, price was at a major point. We can see 3rd of June, 30th, 31st of May. So it was here when we looked at it, when we did our analysis, because the analysis is done when the market is closed. We can see the market came up, came back down to touch this area, and took off again. And depending on your entry, you could have got yourself 40 to 50 pips. Now, when we were looking here, we knew that price was in our Bollinger Bands, and what we were looking for was a reversal. Okay, so you could have traded the reversal, or you could have traded the continuation of the trend. So the reversal, depending on where you got in, let's say you got in there, potentially could have bagged you pretty much the same again, 30 to 40 pips. And we get that confirmation by using Bollinger Bands, the RSI, the MACD, simple everyday indicators that everybody has access to. Nothing fancy, nothing difficult to learn. Again, pound USD, 31st of May, we were down here. Price was in our Bollinger Bands, and it was oversold, or had been oversold and was starting to curl up. So we were looking for the market to reject and head up, and that's exactly what it did. Now, one of the indicators that I teach to use to help with your entries and to help with where to place your stop loss, where to place a trailing stop, is called the parabolic SAR, is these dots here. Now, when these dots go from above the candles to below, it signifies your entry. So that's where you enter your trade. And if you'd entered your trade when these dots appeared, which was say from here to here, is over 100 pips. Okay? And what you do is you place your stop loss just the other side of your parabolic SAR, and as the market goes up, you can judge your trailing stop by moving it below each parabolic SAR as it goes up. So simple stuff, guys. That's all you need to do. So you look for areas. Let's try another one. You look for areas called decision points, where the market is either going to break through or it's going to reject. You use your indicators to confirm if it's likely to break through or if it's likely to reject, and then you respond according to that. Okay? Again, this one was a bit too much. So 30th of May, 31st, so here. Okay, this is where this chart was marked up. So the market had come down and was testing this area here. And we can see that the candles had come down and tried to break through that area before, or had tried to break through from below as well, is equally just as important. Okay? So we then just wait and see what it's going to do. It's either going to break down, and in which case you'd just enter a sell. If it rejects, then you enter a buy. And then you wait for the parabolic SARS to give you your entry. There's the dot gone from above to below. There's your entry. Take your trade. Let's just say from there, 84 pips. If it went this way, you would wait. Wait for it to come back, and then you could look for sells. Now, if we go back to how the charts were set up to look for this setup, we can see our candles were in our Bollinger Bands. So that's one tick. It was oversold. Another tick. And it was at an area of previous support. Another tick. So the fact that it's coming to a decision point is 1. It's in our Bollinger Bands, 2. It's overbought, 3. Then you just sit and you wait for it to tell you which one it's going to do. And you can see, if you draw a line underneath your RSI, and you can say, right, well, the last time the market was here, it went up all the way up to my trend line. Again, when it was down here, it went past my moving average up to the trend line. So although it's not going to be consistent every time, it gives you, a good understanding of where the market could potentially go. Again, it's dropped below that here, look. And it came up to here before dropping again, but then taking off. Okay, so simple and yet really powerful. And as I said, I've been teaching people, for over a year now. Over the last year, I've taught, hundreds and hundreds of people. Some on my free webinars, some on my free training, my Facebook Lives, others, in my academy, where you get the support, the additional training, and you get the trade ideas for you to learn from and potentially take as trades as well. Now, if you come onto my Facebook page, you can see under the reviews section just some of the reviews that people leave. Paul explains everything in simple terms, especially if you are new to trading. His videos and his courses are easy to follow, and the best thing is that if you can't understand something, you can send Paul a message and he always gets back to you. How many people do that? You know, great teacher, easy to learn from. Paul is a great teacher. He breaks the charts down so I can understand it. Not only that, he takes different trading strategies and makes it look easy. Like the title says, transparent forex trading. Carrie puts, I am very impressed with Paul's academy. He is humble, attentive, kind and conservative with our hard-earned money. Paul is very straightforward and simple in his trading approach. There are no gimmicks here, just good old trading. Thanks, Paul, for a great experience. Paul explains everything in simple terms, especially if you're new to trading. That one we've read already, haven't we? Here we go. So, hi Paul. Hi guys. Paul is a great teacher and very simple and easy to understand. He does what he says on the tin. What I like about Paul, if you send him a message, he gets back to you very quick. He does not try to sell you courses or endless emails. I'm a member of the academy and have learned a lot. Thanks, Paul. Top man. So there you go. You know, I got a score of 4.8 out of 5, and to be honest, the 0.2 is people who spam my page to try and sell, this, that, and the other, and they just get deleted. So there you go. Those of you that are interested, if you're sick and tired of trying to learn to trade and have failed, for whatever reason, whether you've invested in training before and it wasn't suitable, it wasn't any good, then, don't give up. There is good training out there. It's the cost of less than a cup of coffee a day, depending on where you live. Certainly where I'm from, it's less than a cup of coffee a day, and you can plug in here, you can get your questions answered, and, start to achieve the kind of things that you set out to achieve initially when you try to learn to trade. Okay, so either click on the link below to get access to this, or click on the Learn More button. You'll then get access to this page. You can join up. I'll see you on the inside. Send me a message. We'll get you started, and we'll, address any concerns or any problems that you've got, and then we'll look forward to working together and getting you trading successfully. So with that said, enjoy the rest of your day. Take care, guys, and see you on the inside. Bye for now.